All right, so it looks like we are live, and thank you very much for coming along to view this pretty cool, amazing topic called Ethereum. Okay, and if, for those of you who don't know what Ethereum is, it's basically a brand new global computing network, and it's just at its infancy right now. People don't even know about it yet. There's only a small amount of programmers in the program industry that know about it, and it's basically going to give everyone a voice. That's what I really feel. It's going to really remove the middleman, and it's just going to literally move humanity into an entire new paradigm of the way we do things and communicate online and offline as well. So, if you think that the internet has changed our life so far, well, get ready for Ethereum because it's just about to start the real innovation. So I've got on the line here Felix and Jason. So Felix and Jason, thank you very much for coming along.
Good to be here.
These two guys know a lot about Ethereum
Thanks.
and have been following it for a long time. And I mean, Felix, I'd love to ask you, like, what do you see as the biggest impact Ethereum's going to have in people's lives?
Well, I think it's like you said before, it's touching on removing the middlemen and making business processes a lot more quicker and efficient. It's going to change the way we are able to do transactions with each other, both not only in the financial sense, but also in the non-financial sense. It's all through the blockchain technology, so I think it's very exciting.
Yeah, so I mean, a lot of people, one of the things that, as a programmer, a lot of people, especially baby boomers and people that are non-technological, they really struggle to, understand blockchain and all these new terms. So, I mean, and that's literally where we get stuck. I mean, we're all quite technical, but it is basically a lot of people that are missing out on what, this basically groundbreaking, social changing, game changer technology. And I mean, Jason, I think you'd better be able to answer this question pretty well. But why do you think that is?
Sorry, why do I think what is? Why do you
Yeah,
think it's
why do you
hard for
think that?
people to get into?
Yeah, to understand what Ethereum is, or understand how big this technological change really is.
Oh, because it's created by programmers, and so it has a techie feel to it. But like any technology, there is, people can't really see the influence of it. It's not like a set of glasses you can pick up and go like, that improves my life. But it's more than that. It's like monetizing a revolution. If you invested in Ethereum, you can increase your money and pay for it, and like increase your funds and increase funds for a better world. So it's more like a revolution than a software platform to me. It's a game changer.
Yeah, I mean, it is pretty amazing. I mean, I know that, with Ethereum, I mean, I don't like to get into this speculator side of it, but, Vitalik Buterin, he's the guy who originally first realized the idea of decentralized applications in Ethereum and a decentralized internet. And he said that, even if Ethereum goes down to $6, that the actual foundation would have enough funds to, you know, continue their movement for another 4 years. So I mean, it's just such a well-funded movement already, and I think that's what stopped, things like Occupy Wall Street and other huge movements in the past. This one is just, funded incredibly well, and that's what's exciting about it. That it's putting everyone on the same page. Once people get it and the penny drops, it's like, wow. Like Felix, we were over at a couple's house, an older couple's house last night, and I mean, what was, basically, what do you think got them to finally understand? They're not even technical people. I mean, the guy didn't even use the computer, yet he got it all. He was like, he was the guy telling his wife to get involved, to get, find out about this stuff, and then her head exploded.
Yeah. Well, I think people are realizing that there's fundamentally just something wrong with the way that the current ecosystem is. We've been running on debt for the last 100 years, ever since the Federal Reserve was was first implemented over in America, and that same monetary system has taken over much of the Western world ever since. And people are aware of this now, because the last financial crisis, that was something that woke a lot of people up. For me personally, it's what made me start to realize that something needs to change in our current system, and that people need to take their power back from these central banks. So yeah, it's exciting times.
It's so exciting, and people have no idea what's about to hit them. Like
Yeah.
they just haven't got a clue, how big this technology is. This is the biggest, revolution that humans have ever come across. Like it's huge.
Yeah,
And
it truly is.
it truly is. It's exciting to be living in this time. And one of the things I really love about it is that we're all creative beings, and that imagine living in a system where every single creator is rewarded extremely fairly for their creations, and not somebody who owns the company is just sucking the profits away and making everyone work like slaves. It makes us move away from that whole paradigm, and what I really love is that I really feel that eventually I see global change and even a world without borders in 10 or 15 years time. But I love even corporations, they're kind of their thin sort of control that they have on everybody. That's just going to leach away, and the idea of listening to a politician will be a thing of the past. So there's power on all sides. I think power back to the people.
Yeah, it's
it
important.
completely makes corporations and governments redundant. So it's the power back to the people. And then you're really leveraging the power of the wisdom of the crowd with some of the platforms. So you don't even need to know what to do with all this power, because the crowd will know what to do. So just express your opinion, and whether it's varied, a real distance from the target always comes into center field, and then we've all got a direction. That's the entire direction of humanity. So we really have to get this out to people, and I'm really hoping that the balloons go up for Google, and the price of the handheld gadgets and that, and a little bit of training. Yeah, we'll see it happen in my generation for sure. I'm pretty confident of that, because it's too big of an opportunity for humanity to deny it.
I'd like to say that it's about time that a solution like this has come forward, and I think it really, the fact that technology is just growing at an exponential rate every year, at twice the speed as the previous year, that it's only inevitable that these kind of breakaway systems become something that people start to find out about as time goes by.
Yeah,
it's a natural reaction.
It's really true, and the thing is that it's a natural process. Like this whole decentralization process happens in nature, and it also happens in our consciousness, which is happening with the internet. And I feel that it's a very spiritual version of programming. I find it's very ethereal. I mean, I guess that's what it's why it's called Ethereum. And it's a very spiritual process as well, and that's why so many people are coming out of the woods from all walks of life to find out about this technology, and I mean, we can't deny that technology has literally affected every aspect of our lives, and this is just the next wave, the next paradigm. So yeah, just really exciting, the whole movement. And I mean, I just encourage people to just go and do more research and find out more and more information, because the more, what I find is people just go and do their own research, and then they're either calling up or trying to work out what's next, how do I enable this technology for my charity, or how do we use it next. Because it just ticks all the boxes for everybody. I mean, and the reason why is because it gives people a voice. It gives people that liquid democracy, that power, and it's just growing every single day.
Yeah, it's a decentralized revolution, basically, and you don't need to even have money to get involved. That's the beauty of it.
Yeah, people just need to start to find out about there is an alternative. We don't need to be being controlled by the very few. The technology is enabling us to continue on without the corporations taking their cut of things, and it's actually everyone benefits from a system where there's a more equitable distribution of resources.
Mm.
Yeah, and I mean, it harnesses that, when you have that hierarchical leadership, we always have to get permission from the man highest up, the guy with the bank account. Hey, can I do this? And what I love is, with Ethereum, it harnesses that. It really enables us to use our creative brain in a decentralized way. And we are just all working out more intricate solutions and solving our problems ourselves. We don't need to be dependent on governments or banks or these old institutions anymore. This is the evolution of humanity in so many different ways, on so many different levels.
I think that only when we see this contrast of decentralization will we understand how cumbersome the current system was and the way that we against each other and not with each other for the greater good. It was dog eat dog. We don't need to do that anymore. We can all be successful together.
That's the one. Yeah, there doesn't need to be these uber insanely wealthy people where the rest of the society has very little in comparison. It's detrimental to innovation. There just needs to be this kind of technology where the kind of skimming that goes on. I would compare it to the anyone that is a middleman, or bank, or any huge corporation with the monopoly type system. There just needs to be a way to cut those people out, and that's what Ethereum is enabling people to do through the use of smart contracts. You can just carry out your transactions, and it will be hard-coded into the smart contract, and then it defeats the purpose of even needing those people like that anymore. They become made redundant.
Yeah.
And if they're not useful to society, then they become less powerful and they lose their voice eventually, until they just start adopting this new technology and joining the crowd, joining the wisdom of the crowd, joining the movement, and we all become friends. And it's a really friendly way where we can all just get along and just have a common good. I can see the fast innovation. We'll be on different planets much quicker. We'll be using resources more effectively. This is a global, holistic solution to every single problem on the planet. And the more people just do their own research and just start learning about this type of technology, the more we're going to all move together as one big happy family. So it's really cool. So I think what we'll do is we'll finish up here. But if you guys have anything really important that you'd like people to hear on this, and I really encourage people to look at more information and look at the a video that came out by Consensus, which is probably what I regard as the most smartest people on the planet. Some of the most smartest people on the planet, and they are literally building, a new Google, a new Facebook, in a decentralized way where we all get to own these public tools, and it's just a win-win for everyone. But yeah, I'd love to pass on to you guys.
Well, I just want to say quickly, I think that this kind of alternative, by the time the current system breaks down, we're on an unsustainable path with the world debt, especially if you look at the United States. They're nearly at 20 trillion worth of debt now. It's just insane that it's gone on this long, and there will be a breakdown in the current monetary system. We will see another recession that is twice as worse as the previous one. And I think the reason why I bring that up as very important is when we go through all of that, people are going to be wanting alternatives. People are going to be ready for change, and people are not going to have any trust in the current system anymore. So I guess it's kind of necessary that we go through that change where all of this breaks down. But I think it's really important that people don't just lose hope, they actually start to work on building the future. So I would say that's all I have to say, really.
Yeah, yeah, cool.
I mean, I get excited all the time about this stuff.
Oh
I mean,
yeah,
I think non-stop about this, and I think the biggest thing for me is it really just opened up my heart and made
mm,
me a really compassionate human being.
yeah.
I mean, yeah, Jason, what do you think?
I think the system and the current status quo is just an idea, and it can be outclassed. An idea run by experts, mind you. But when you go through your life and you speak to others, I don't see any satisfaction with these experts. And we know with like pooling all our resources, we've got a better idea collectively than any expert could ever have. And we know precisely what to do as a group. And this is what will enable us to get out of the situation we are and explore the infinite beings that we are. So it's
Cool.
phenomenal. It's infinite.
That's
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we don't even realize, what this technology is going to enable us. Even in 3 years from now. I mean, I remember when, like, the iPhone or mobile phones came out, we didn't
Yeah.
realize that we'd all be using them, every single day, or even these computers and doing these hangouts and stuff like this. But yeah, like when we start using this Ethereum technology, wow, where is it
Yeah.
going to go? Because now you're not just harnessing the brains of one private corporation, but you're harnessing the brains of the entire globe and on the globe stage, and any kid or anybody can come along and just add to a better system. I mean, a private corporation can't compete with that type of innovation. And that's what I
No.
love about this open source nature of Ethereum. It's where it's the best idea wins, and we can all have a share of the profits. Like it's all like public tools for humanity. I mean, it's just that
Yeah.
far. It's just that big.
Yeah. I
So,
did.
well, I think we're finished off there. But yeah,
You got something, Felix?
I
thank.
was just saying, I definitely agree with everything that you just said. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of applications for a lot of different industries.
Yeah,
The most exciting stuff is
definitely.
the
Well, let's.
stuff that we can't even comprehend right now.
Yeah. Oh man, when that starts happening far out, like it will be just a different world completely. And there's so many excited people around it. It's funny when there's only, it's funny because you explain Ethereum to some people, and they're just like talking to a brick wall. But then you explain it to some other people, and then when somebody just puts all the dots together and they realize, holy moly,
Yeah,
this is big. This is what we've all been waiting for. This is
it is.
what we've been waiting for, except we just accept. We seem to just accept that it's just, oh, I'm never going to have enough money to do what I really want to do. I'm never going to have enough money. There's so many good people out there with really good hearts that just want to help their fellow men and women, their friends. And they just can't because they're stopped by this firewall of money. And Ethereum just removes all that completely,
Yeah,
so that somebody can say, "I want to help my friend," and they can announce it on Ethereum, and all of a sudden, other people feel compassionate about the same thing, and then they can help as well, and it just becomes this unity of help and an army of people who are there because they're all fulfilled, they all know what they want to do, people are just doing it, and it's just a complete reorganization of the way we act every single day. I mean, that's where I feel like it's really going to bring out the passion
yeah.
in other humans and really sort of that feel-good nature.
That's removing deception out of a system that counted on that deception. What do we have? Because lies used to pay, lies will no longer pay.
Hmm.
Deception used to be a commodity that would win. Now trust is a commodity that will win. So this is,
Yeah,
I'm
that's a big
speechless.
part of it,
Yeah,
isn't it? It's I think it's being nicknamed throughout the internet. Ethereum's called like the trust machine because it brings back that trust that we've lost over so many
mm,
years, and it brings back that trust. And with trust comes integrity, and with integrity you can build things. And when you can build things, far out, you can solve problems, and we can create incredible structures or whatever we want to do as a team. I think it's team is a key word there.
It removes the problem of trust in business. That's the most important thing in business is trust. And me personally, having been affected by people, saying one thing and then doing another, it can all become a thing of the past with the use of things like smart contracts, where it's hard coded.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Well, I tried to end this before, but I mean, we all get a little bit
Yeah, no, you're
excited by
cool.
how
I
big
know.
this is. So I think we'll finish it off now. But maybe we should say a few more last words because there's so much to say about this, and the more people do the research and remove the blinkers, remove just the one way where they think the industrial current system is the only way, the more their heart opens up and they get inspired again. So I'm going to ask you the question again, Felix and Jason. What do you see as the biggest, most exciting thing that Ethereum brings to the world?
Who wants to go first?
You can go, brother.
Alrighty. Well, I honestly think it's going to bring about a new era where everyone can do what they want to do without the problem of worrying about certain things. Everything's going to be done exactly how it should be done through the use of smart contracts. There won't be any inefficiencies, basically, is what I'm trying to say. So everything will operate as it should, and any element of corruption or greed within a system and what you get in a centralized system, it can't become a problem anymore. Because you remove the centralized system, you break off away to a decentralized system, and there's no more of that to deal with. So society as a whole becomes better as a result. And I would just urge people to do their own research so they can find out for themselves as well how it works.
That's pretty powerful. Jason, your go, mate. What do you think? What's the most exciting thing to you that Ethereum technology brings to the planet?
I honestly believe, so it's not going to answer your question, but I'd like to say, how would you like to change the world and benefit yourself and benefit the entire world? This is the opportunity we have. And the more faith that goes into this system, which is, I don't think it needs more faith because the people that get it would jump on a grenade for it. How would you like to help yourself and help others? And I mean that in a financial sense. Never before on the planet have we had a revolution where everyone can win. Everyone. And that's what this means. And that's something you can do right now.
Yeah,
And with the new.
Sorry, what were you saying, Felix?
I just said to add on what Jason just mentioned, I think what he's definitely getting at is out with the old and in with the new. The possibilities we don't even know yet because we're only just reaching that destination now. It's only just being made possible.
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the big things is a lot of people are struggling financially as well, and the share markets are just constantly taking people's money from their central control. And I think one of the cool things is that basically, you get to learn how you can secure yourself financially, and at the same time be the change that you want to see in the world. And I think
that's it.
That's a big part of it as well. That's a
Money
really
is just
big and for some people. Oh yeah, for some people that sounds like too good to be true, but for we've seen it over and over and over again that technology keeps pushing new barriers, and that's pretty much what Ethereum allows now. This decentralization movement.
Money is simply a representation of human energy. So, where do you want to put your energy? Where do you want you put your faith? In the status quo, or can we do better collectively? And that's guaranteed.
We can do better.
We've got the sciences in. Yeah. We work together.
Yeah.
It's just that simple.
Cool.
All
Yep,
winners, no
we can do better.
losers. Where else can
All
you
right.
get that deal? Yeah, man.
Yeah, I feel like we should just finish on this quote. And Einstein was the one who came up with this one. We can't solve our problems with the same type of thinking that created them. And basically, I think Felix, Jason, and myself invite you to move to a new type of thinking so that we can solve clean up all these problems on the planet. They're small problems. When you realize the potential of what Ethereum can do, we'll clean them all up over the next 5-10 years, and then let's just get on with creating throughout the universe.
Sounds good to me.
All right, thanks very
It's
thanks
the
very
open
much, guys,
source
for your time.
revolution.
It's the open
Great.
source
No,
I
thanks,
enjoyed
revolution.
Tom.
it.
That was awesome. Yeah.
See you later.
Cheers, guys.
Bye.
See ya.